So regarding counteroffers, the thing that we always say to candidates is that whatever happens, you've got to do the right thing for you and you've got to make the best decision for yourself. So if you're counter-offered, the first thing that we would suggest you do is just think, what was my reason for looking around in the first place? So there must have been a driver behind that, whether it's to do with salary or package, or the fact that you've been you're becoming stale, your learning has dropped off, you don't feel though you're progressing. There are lots of different drivers, so you should kind of sit down and reflect and write down a list of actually why was I looking around in the first place. The next thing to think about is, why were you counter-offered? What was the reason that your current employer made the counter-offer? And actually, does the counter-offer address those original problems? And presumably, before you started looking, you would have tried to solve the problems, or address the reasons for looking around in the first place. You would have spoken to your employer about your career development or learning, or I'm just getting stale here and I need something new, and that wasn't forthcoming, which is why you looked around in the first place. So counter offers for organizations makes a lot of sense. If this person leaves, you might be key, you might have a lot of experience, and the cost and time spent trying to replace you and train somebody up, it's like, oh, let's just throw a bit of money at this and keep them in their seat. So that's often the reason for organizations making a counter offer to you. But you should really reflect on whether that addresses your original concerns and is going to give you something that's better than the organisation that you're going to be moving to, or where you've been made another offer. And from our sort of internal stats, I think 80% of people that are counter-offered end up coming back onto the market within 12 months of that counter-offer. So it's not necessarily a long-term solution, and when the time passes and you end up staying where you are, often a lot of those original concerns for that caused you to look around in the first place, they still remain.